stopping us tonight. None, baby. It's on. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Listen to that talk in that huddle. He wants them going out there with some intensity. The Spurs play before the hometown crowd here live in San Antonio, Texas. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. And breaking down the game, let's take a look here at Manu Ginobili.
Well, Kevin, I like his knack for drawing charges. He positions himself extremely well inside at the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, if he's near the basket and sees a player driving the lane.
About 1 minute into the first quarter. Duncan, the pass to Parker. Duncan dishes to Leonard. Parker kicks to Splitter. Pass to Leonard. Back to Parker. 6 to shoot. Takes a 3. Leonard, no luck. Well, it was the San Antonio Spurs winning their last game against the Pelicans in New Orleans.
And I thought the key was their ability to stretch the defense. They got hot from behind that three-point line, and that really gave them the margin they needed.
Yeah, that's right. It opened up things for them in a huge way. The defense was never able to get comfortable.
Burke with it. He's against Parker. The shot's good from Cantor. Cantor's got his first 2 points of the night.
Gotta love the inside-out game there, guys. And what you like with Trey Burke, he really can do it all at the point guard position. Pass, shoot, he's very poised, under control, and a good leader as well. And the layup just gift-wrapped right there. I mean, he had a clear path to the basket.
Pass to Mr. Clutch. It's rebounded by Leonard. And back to Burke at 6'1", not elite size or great athleticism, Clark, for the point guard position, some say.
But he makes up for that lack of size and athleticism with smarts and a desire to get better and a really excellent shooting stroke. So I think when you look at Burke, he's a guy that's going to continue to get better.
How about this? They're shooting 80% so far. I know it's early, but offensively, they look great.
Here's Mr. Clutch. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Denver. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
Yeah, knocking down the open shots and really getting a nice flow to their game.
Parker kicks to Ginobili. Another one falls for San Antonio.
And the story of this game in the early stages is just how well they've been shooting the ball.
Steve, their percentage from the floor is really impressive up to this point.
Burke, the pass to Cantor. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Cantor's got his second basket of the game.
What a finish with that hoop.
Now let's find out what head coach Greg Popovich had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, with them holding the edge in this series, 2 games to none, they want to keep turning to what has worked. And Coach told me that was their defensive acumen. He said, as long as we keep playing the help defense I know we're capable of, we'll still be the team to beat in this matchup. We'll see if they can make it 3 up against them, guys.
All right, great stuff, Doris. Thanks. And guys, not too much of a surprise that defense is going to be the emphasis.
Yeah, that's the type of team they are. I mean, they always seem to feed off of that defense, just really trying to attack and force some turnovers and get out and run.
Exactly, Steve. I mean, that's really what drives them on a game-to-game basis.
The Jazz shooting their first free throws of the night.
And for the season, guys, they're about 73% from the line, so kind of a mediocre shooting club.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year, but just a tad worse, so not too bad.
So Utah ends up going with the new group. Now Mills, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Let's check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. Look at San Antonio. Their season filled with ups and downs. 10th right now in the conference. And, of course, there's the Jazz, 8 games out.
Well, I think for Utah, they've tried to get their season turned around. And
on Parker. Here we go. Ginobili outside. Back to Parker. Ginobili kicks to Parker. The shot is off. Nice D from Enes Kanter. For the Utah Jazz, they come in off a loss to the Nuggets.
And, you know, coming down the stretch in that game, they didn't have all the guys they would have liked on the floor because of the foul trouble they were in.
And as a result, Steve, they had to back down a little bit so they wouldn't get themselves into even more foul trouble.
So on the floor for Utah, Hayward 3 and Favors the 4. Mr. Clutch out there with Burke, and it's Kanter in at the pivot spot manning the middle. Here's Mr. Clutch. And that one's good.
That bounce pass got him the ball in rhythm. Nice play.
Spurs leading by 4.
You know, you look at the flex offense that Utah utilizes, and it requires that players, one, be versatile and multi-skilled, but also that they have good basketball IQs. You need to be able to screen and read defenses effectively. And that's not easy, but it's certainly a good way to play if you've got the right people.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered.
San Antonio's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Ginobili kicks to Duncan. Here's Leonard. Cans it from downtown. Leonard's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And Clark, back to that flex offense you were talking about. Some players come into the league with the bad habit of standing around when they don't have the ball. Steve, that's not going to cut it in the flex.
No, it keeps you moving. It keeps the ball going. A lot of screening and cutting. It's a great offense, and it's difficult to cover. But I like what you said. It teaches the young players how to play as well.
Now, here's Burke, covered by Parker. Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to 8 on the bucket from Burke.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
And giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
Here's Ginobili. The shot no good.
That's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it wasn't right in his face. Kind of out of character for him to miss those.
Kicks it to Favors. Now, here's Burke. Defense is right there. Here's Mr. Clutch. That's good. Mr. Clutch has got 4 points in the quarter.
Nice soft touch to drop that one in.
Spurs leading by 6. 1:44 left in the first half. It's Parker with the drive. He used that pick to get in close. Parker's got 17.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good. Tony Parker had a phenomenal 2011-2012 campaign, but as is the case with Greg Popovich, he challenged Parker to improve upon that for last season. Popovich told him, good players can be great for a little bit, but great players are always great. And that really resonated with Parker.
A quick look now at some big men that have been rock solid over the past 10 games. The top shooting centers and power forwards in the NBA. Well, you look at Favors, 4th in the league and as consistent as they come.
You know, it's one thing to be able to create high-quality shots for yourself, but you still have to finish. And there's no doubt all those guys can do both.
Yeah, every sentence needs a period. It's one thing to get the shot off, but you need to finish. You need to take care of business in there. Most of their chances are easy ones.
And Derek Favors picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Think about how great Parker's been. We forgot his career almost came to an end in the summer of 2012. This is a
That's right. He was an innocent bystander at a club in New York when a melee erupted and bottles were thrown. He got a shard of glass that penetrated almost through his left eye. Very easily could have lost his vision and lost his career.
Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 6 on the basket from Rush. Now, here's Joseph. Tight defense on him. Pass to Leonard. To the right side. Bellinelli. No good off the front iron.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Mr. Clutch, the pass to Clark. Here's Mr. Clutch. That's good. Now just a 4-point Spurs lead.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
Knocked loose. Leaps for it, and that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession. The Jazz making a switch here. Seconds left in the first half. Redick for three. That's good. Redick's got 6. Thomas with the ball. Here's Mr. Clutch. No good on the 3. Puts up the prayer. No good. That'll do it for the first half.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach Popovich is...
Now, presented by Sprint.
The NBA season is rolling.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And as we get back to San Antonio, we take a look at the impressive Tower of the Americas. It's been a clinic from Tony Parker.
You know, he spoils us with his performances.
Jazz trail by 6. Splitter is out there with Damian James. Then there's Bellinelli. Then it's Mills. And it's Redick in at the shooting guard position. That's the San Antonio 5. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for San Antonio.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And they're also really getting out in transition and scoring some hoops in the fast break tonight.
Mills dishes to Splitter. To the inside. And Mills kicks to Splitter. No good. Great D that time from Thomas.
Rebounds are split just about down the middle in this game, Clark.
I'd venture to guess whichever team is able to maintain that energy level on the glass will have the upper hand the rest of the way.
The Jazz working the ball around now. 5 to shoot, and he gets it to go. And that's 12 points for Mr. Clutch.
You know, when he's got that kind of a height advantage on the defender, it's just too easy for him to rise up and get the shot off.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Splitter with the ball, averaging 14 points a game. Puts one up from 19. James, no good.
Well, that's a very low percentage shot. Not good basketball at all. One he probably should have passed on.
And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading baskets. Spurs out in front. They lead by 2. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter.
Coming up next Monday, January 20th, Eric Gordon and the New Orleans Pelicans go up against Zach Randolph and the Memphis Grizzlies, a conference battle in the West.
And now we present our State Farm assist of the game. With 5 total assists in the game, we've seen some great passing tonight from Burke.
And his passing ability is why they make sure the offense runs through him on a regular basis. Just great assists like the one we just saw.
Utah trailing here. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. And so in the game for the Jazz, Favors plays the 4 with Cantor at the 5. Mr. Clutch out there with Rush, and it's Jefferson in at the 3. That's good. Redick's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Spurs. Mr. Clutch, the pass to Jefferson. Here's Mr. Clutch, covered by Joseph. Back to Jefferson. Now Rush, the dish to Favors. Cannot hit. Excellent D there from James. San Antonio leading by 4. Here's Bellinelli. And here is Joseph. And there's a whistle that goes on Mr. Clutch. That's foul number 2 for him. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. And so it's San Antonio with the win.
Yes, I'm here with Tim Duncan, and